Oh, gee. The absolute state of the heavyweight division. What is Alexander Usyk doing now? Alexander Usyk has came out and said he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. So, let's get this right. He vacated the WBO a few weeks ago. Fabio Wardley's now the WBO heavyweight champion. Usyk now wants to fight Deontay Wilder. Right now, Fabio Wardley is basically the better version of Deontay Wilder. Okay, so I get that Usyk wants to be, AJ Fury Wilder. Fair, that makes sense. But it's like, time's up now. That kind of ran out ages ago. That whole beating those three just lost credibility. Was Deontay Wilder even ever that great? I don't know. Um, yeah, that's just lost credibility. Alexander Usyk vacating, wanting to become, and he's like saying, "Oh, we'll get it back. He'll get it back." But it's like just because he wants to become a three-time undisputed heavyweight champion, it's like, well, if you do that again, it's lost meaning in a way because it's like, what's even the point in doing that? What's even the point in doing that? Like, defend the undisputed titles, because he hasn't defended the undisputed titles because he had his IBF just taken straight off him. Then he decided to vacate the WBO when he could have easily fought Fabio Wardley. And let's be real, if he wants to fight Wilder, he may as well have just stuck with that Fabio Wardley fight. It doesn't make sense why that's not the one happening. Look, I get there's probably more money in the Wilder one. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, right now, is there really? Because the win doesn't do anything for legacy whatsoever. It must be just money, but does Deontay Wilder even bring much to the table anymore? Because a fight with Fabio Wardley in the UK, probably could do Wembley. It's huge, it's massive. Usyk and Wilder in America does like a 20K arena. Usyk and Wardley can do Wembley. So I think it's a much bigger occasion, and Wardley is much more of a threat than what Deontay Wilder does. It makes so much more fans excited because it's like, as I said, Wardley's just the better version of Deontay Wilder. That is it. He's just a better version of him. Especially right now, there's way more excitement there because, we all know Usyk would win, but there's always that shot that Wardley can bring. With Usyk and Wilder, people say, oh, there's always that shot that Wilder can bring, but it's like, who's he actually really done it against, though? Like, who's he actually beaten with that right hand? Look at what Wardley's done. Wardley beat the man that bloody Deontay Wilder lost to and lost every single round to in Joseph Parker, you know? Um, There's a big difference there. There's a big difference. Wardley's just a better version of it, of him. And it's like, if you want to test the Caballero fights there, I don't get what Usyk's doing here, but I just think this division's pretty dead. And, I'm starting to think, as entertaining as Usyk is, and as much as I really, really, really like Usyk, the division will probably be entertaining again when he retires. Because right now, fights like this, it's just like, look at the state of the division. Where are we even going with it? Nowhere. And then if Usyk's saying, "Oh, we'll just become a three-time undisputed champion," he's playing with everyone here. Usyk, he's playing with everyone. Fair play to it. But I just think, yeah, I kind of know. I've always had said, when people say, "Oh, it's just boring with Usyk," I've always disagreed. I still don't think it is boring with Usyk in it. I just think the division will be in a better place when he does retire. It's not in a. Look, I don't think it's in a terrible place. It's definitely not rock bottom. It's still one of the best divisions in boxing. But when Usyk retires, I think the division will be a better place because there's more competition. That's the thing. You'd have the Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parkers. That's still a big fight. Most of the time are coming up. Fabio Wardley, look at what he's doing. Jaya Pate could move up to the heavyweight division. There's many things happening. There's many things that could happen. Seeing what Ajit Kabayel continues to do. You know, um, I just think there'd be much more competition and much more to fight for when Usyk retires and leaves the division. I just feel like this Wilder fight, he's just playing with everyone in it. But I mean, if it's his final fight, fair enough. If it's not his final fight, and it doesn't look like it will be, because he's saying he wants to be in it until he's 41, and he's saying he will probably go after the other belt, the WBO, and get it back. So this probably wouldn't be his last fight against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is shot to bits, doesn't even deserve the shot. What's he done? Beat Tyrell Herndon. No, like, um, it kind of does show a bad state of the division, though. It definitely does show a bad state of the heavyweight division. As I said again, it's not rock bottom. It's not the worst it's been, but the division can be a much better place, definitely. Um, yeah, I think it's a real shame if this fight does go ahead. If it's, as I said, if it's Usyk's last fight, I really don't mind it. I really don't mind it if it's Usyk's last fight. If you want to clear out the best of, the era of Wilder, Fury, AJ, be my guest and do that. But if that's his final fight, fine, that would make more sense. But the fact it doesn't look like it will be his final fight, and he's vacated the title to go after Deontay Wilder, who is literally the B Tech Fabio Wardley, um, in ways just doesn't fully make sense. That's the thing. Um, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. And right now, Wardley and Usyk arguably brings in much more fans. It brings in, it's a stadium fight. Usyk and Wilder is not a stadium fight. They can't sell out a stadium in America. They can't sell out a stadium in England if they want to do it here. That wouldn't happen. So yeah, like America doesn't really do stadium fights, do they? They just probably sell out, you know, Madison Square Garden, MGM Grand. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it just doesn't really bring much excitement. There's way more better fights, but yeah.